I am Tisha Powell. You're watching US Business News. Coming up on today's segment, real estate. Is real estate still the #1 asset builder in the world? We're about to tell you. Why are there so many rags to riches stories in real estate in America? Let's look. It creates more wealth than any asset in the world. Why does real estate make so many people rich in the United States? #1, FHA. If you're a first-time home buyer, you only need to put 3% down. You're getting an asset. That's correct. That's why people love to come to America, because with the right job, that's why people love America. It's a gold rush. You can buy real estate with 3% down for the first one. Then you could move on to a second home. How do you do that? You wait for the first house that you bought to go ahead and appreciate. What's appreciation? That's when the property is worth more than what you paid for it or what the mortgage is. Let's say you buy a house for $300,000. Your mortgage is $200,000. Your equity is the difference between the 3 minus the 2, which is $100,000. Let's say the property goes up at 10-20%. By 10 years, it goes from $300,000 to $500,000. What is that extra $200,000? Appreciation. What did you do to get it? Nothing. Now you see why real estate makes people rich. From appreciation, and usually the first home is little to nothing to get in. Now let's see, what should you do with the appreciation? That's the difference with who will be rich and who will go on to not really make it. So, what do most people do with the appreciation? Some people sell it, take it out, and do it again. This time they hold $100 in their pocket, then they go and buy another home, buy up. So they buy something bigger, and then they'll get more appreciation. Other people hold some out on a line of credit or a home equity, and they invest it in asset. What asset are they investing in? They might buy another real estate, or they might buy some Bitcoin cryptocurrency, or they might buy some mutual funds, or they might start a business. Whatever it is, they are buying asset, because asset will provide value and passive income. How else are people getting rich from real estate? Well, they are paying down on the mortgage. Every month you're paying an installment towards your mortgage. So, someone loan you $300,000, the bank doesn't expect to get the money back tomorrow. Instead, they'll get them over time, installments. What luck is that? You borrow 3, and all you have to do is pay monthly for a fixed period of time, 15, 30, or 40, okay? Let's say you have to pay it back in 30 years. One extra payment every year can bring that down to 22 years. What happened after 22 years? The principal and the interest disappear, and you're only on the hook for taxes and insurance. Now all that money that you've been paying to the mortgage, now you're paying yourself. Do you see how people get rich from real estate? You cannot do this in rent. Rent you've got to pay every month for the rest of your life. Mortgage, there is an end date, a beginning date and an end date. So that's why people buy real estate. Another reason real estate makes people rich is because you can rent a room out to help cover your mortgage. People are using Airbnb these days, and they're renting a room out. You don't have to rent it every day. Some are renting it for 3 months. So let's say that your mortgage payment is $3,000 a month, and you can rent a room for $500 a month for 6 months. That will reduce payments for a while. Another reason that real estate makes people rich is because real estate tends over the years to appreciate more than inflation. Yes, if you look at the chart of the real estate versus the US dollar, you will see two things. I'll show you the Florida chart right there. When you look at the Florida chart and you look at the US dollar, had you bought real estate 30 years ago in Florida or in another state and you paid up the mortgage by now, or don't even pay up the mortgage, you would have hedged yourself against inflation. This is why in 2020, a lot of people, including myself, a lot of hedge funds bought real estate. Why did so many hedge fund people bought real estate in 2020? Because the dollar was dying. So in order to hedge yourself against an inflation, real estate comes into play. So that is the reasons people become rich from real estate. My producer said I have 3 more minutes to go. I'm going to cover some more reasons people are getting rich from real estate. Other people's money, other people's time. You are using the bank's money to get rich. The most the bank is going to ask you for, let's say let's say you do not get the FHA. Then it's your first time home or your second home. You'll be required to put down 10% of the purchase price. I've been doing real estate for 30 years now in Florida, New York, Park City. I'm telling you, the banks like 10, 20, and sometimes 30% down. But isn't that still a good deal? You're getting an asset for only 10% of your money, and the bank is loaning you 90% of its money for you to get rich. All you have to do is pay the mortgage monthly and pay it off, or refinance it to get cheaper mortgage payments. But the thing most people do is pay down the mortgage on this thing called a recast loan. You never pay off all the mortgage, but you pay it down to a certain amount where the banks go ahead and they'll restructure the loan to have a lower amount. So that's why people get rich from real estate. Other people's money, other people's time. Not to mention, if you have more than one property, you could rent it out and get passive income. How do you get passive income? Let's say your mortgage is 2 and you rent it for 3. The difference is $1,000 that goes in your pocket. And guess what? After 30 years of being in real estate, arbitrage, you do not even need to own real estate to make money from real estate. I'll tell you more about that. Subscribe. I'll tell you how I have been buying properties over the last 30 years, and some of them I did not even own. Alright? People are doing it now on Airbnb. And I'll also tell you where you can find deals and how you know if the property is a good appraisal. I'm Tisha Powell. Subscribe for more.